Well, hello there, everyone, and how are you guys? I hope doing fabulous, yes. Well, before we get into this entertaining video, I would just like to remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And what would you like to say with that, Lady Crone?
Baby Crone said it all.
Yes.
Subscribe, like us, and please leave a comment.
Yes. Sunflowers. Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, we're here to talk about Chrisean Rock and talk about Tashiki and talk about the family drama and baddies. Yeah. You know, Chrisean got me so speechless. I don't even know. Like, Chrisean, what was that? Like, honestly, Chrisean Rock, what the hell was that? Exposing your sister like that on Baddies Midwest? As a cop-out at that. Tashiki begged Chrisean, what is it? What did you say? And Chrisean Rock comes in. Here's my dramatized version of how I saw it. Chrisean comes walking in, baby in tow. I don't want to talk about it. Well, don't talk about what? I'm just here to move on. Let's not talk about the past. I got Chrisean Jr. here. I'm not here for this mess. And her sister's like, what mess? I'm so confused. You talking in parables. What? And Chrisean's just like, you know what you did? When we was children, you know. And her sister's like, what did I do? What? She's like, why are we even here having this conversation if you're not going to talk to me? And Chrisean's just on her whole high mighty horse, on her holier than thou horse at that. Just living her delusional life, maybe. I honestly don't know at this point. And then her sister just finally said, expose Chrisean Rock for... Well, she didn't expose her. We all saw Chrisean Rock smoking and drinking while pregnant. So, Chrisean, I don't think you realize there's an internet that has an archive of all of that. Clear, visible baby bump. And you gonna say that's fake? What, now you gonna say that was AI? AI generated that? AI generated you smoking and drinking while you was pregnant. Is that what you're now going to try to claim? Because you're not going to clearly accept the fact that you did. So your sister said it, and she's like, man, what you talking about? I didn't touch that bottle. Okay, yeah, maybe you didn't touch the bottle in that moment. And if you did, because I didn't watch Baddies at that time, even if you didn't touch the bottle in that moment, you even got into a fight pregnant, okay? You got into a brawl pregnant, okay? And you're going to sit here and tell me, my baby is healthy. I did not drink or smoke with this baby. This is a perfectly healthy baby. Oh, don't look at it too close. No, this is my baby. Okay, Chrisean. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why you made me eat you when I was 7. And her sister's like, what? What did you just say? And she's like, you heard me. You heard what I said. And her sister's like, no. You doing defamation of character at this point. Use weird. And Tashiki, I completely agree with you. Chrisean Rock was totally weird, totally tweaking. I don't know what you could say, capping. I'm not even sure if you could say she was capping because I don't even know if she was capping. Chastity is crying. Chastity is put in the middle. And what? So she said this so Chrisean Rock has said this in the past and is now revisiting it. And is this the first time Tashiki is rehearing this? Or is this the first time that Tashiki is literally hearing it? And that's why she had to do a double, huh? You said what? I did what to who when we was what? She's like, I don't recall that. She's like, I don't know what you making up, but that's not what I recall. I recall you drinking and smoking when you was pregnant, though. So they was going back and forth with each other. And I thought Chrisean Rock, I get it. This was recorded before she had gotten arrested with all that Blueface stuff. But I could have, I don't care how much they try. I know she, when was Baddies recorded? Because please tell me, because only when Chrisean had came out of prison did I see her dressed in holy white to represent purity, rebirth, regenerated, whatever she's trying to baptism ever she does. She's trying to come out saying she's some regenerated butterfly. I don't know. But with that some dove, I don't know. I try to name a white holy animal, but she's trying to come out like this. And since then, I've been seeing her wear white. And it's honestly a bad time to be wearing all white with these Diddy allegations. But okay, you're holier than thou, right? Wearing all white, trying to represent purity. But oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to expose my sister on national TV and say she wouldn't be here without me. Wow. So I'm here to do a reading on Chrisean Rock and see how her relationship is with Tashiki. So what's going on with Chrisean Rock present day? Friends are exposing her. Marsh was her name, exposing her in text messages. I think that's the same girl that Chrisean Rock had her baby being watched and looked over at while both Chrisean Rock and Blueface were in jail. So because of that, while she was locked up, she had her friend watch her child, a friend that she truly respected. I think this was the same friend that she also went to had football with. So they like this, okay? They go way back. They got history. And because of that, that's somebody Chrisean trusted with her child. Okay, cool. But now she's coming out and exposing Chrisean, saying that I will have some of the text messages up to, because it was I'm just coming into this information, so it was a lot to digest. But she's coming out saying that Chrisean basically is a poor mother. Child didn't have nothing. I had to come out the pocket, and I have a child, and my child's suffering because I got to take care of Chrisean. But I thought Chrisean had money like that. Where's the money flowing? Oh, right. She doesn't have Chrisean. She doesn't have Blueface managing her. That's why she isn't making money. I forgot. She needs Blueface. But anyway, so because of that, her friend is coming out here exposing how Chrisean Rock, yes, was actually drinking and smoking while pregnant. Even though she does not want to admit it. She's like, I've seen it. Even Blueface has said he's seen it and has even went to formerly known as Twitter X. No, yeah, he went to X to say that Chrisean Rock was drinking while she was pregnant. So even the baby daddy said it. So, Chrisean, are we living in the same reality here? Because did you just get knocked up in the head too much that you just, like, I'm trying to figure out how you don't see that everybody saw and everybody was talking. I think that's why you're in denial. Sure, that one instance. Yeah, you're okay. Sure. If you did, yeah, you got the one up on your sister on that one, but that can't disregard the other like 3 times or more we saw you do that. So gotta pick and choose when you want to take that high road. You're just like, I didn't do that actually in technicality. Okay, yeah, in that moment you didn't, but you did, duh. And that's what your sister is trying to get through your head that you don't want to accept. You see him all with the little limp legs. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of the baby. I'm sorry, forgive me. But we all see there's something a little bit off about the child, and I get it, children are off limits, so I'm gonna hop off that topic. But Tashiki brought that up, and Chrisean didn't want to deal with that, so Chrisean went back to when they were 7-year-olds, when they were children. I thought children were off guards, and talked about when they were children and what they did when they were kids. Anyway, I'm here to do a reading on how Chrisean Rock is doing with Tashiki. Was it lies? Was it truth? Was it some mixture in between? Is she trying to get back at her sister, take down her sister? What is Chrisean really changed? Is she really holier than thou? Is she really just like, oh my God, I treated you guys so wrong. I knew I didn't treat you guys right. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Okay. And then you turn around and do that to your sister. Right. I got you. You're so sorry and apologetic for how you tweeted the people on Baddies. Yet your sister's a part of Baddies, but you didn't put the two and two together there. That was family. That's different, right? Okay. So with that, I'm going to shuffle the cards to see. Actually, should I pick a card? I will pick a card for Tashiki as well. This will represent. This will represent Tashiki. All right. So with that being said, we're going to shuffle the cards. All right. Well, so what do I want to know? Because I was the one that actually wanted to do this reading on her. Because after Baddies, don't worry, I'm going to be reviewing the second episode. And if you haven't been watching me, the first episode, honestly, the first two episodes of Baddie was just honestly talking about Chrisean Rock and Tashiki. So that's kind of why I'm also here, because now that we have this information out here, and it's just not adding up and lining up like Chrisean Rock. You're not talking what you're preaching, and you talk about God's plan, and you had this whole heartfelt that I felt, both me and Lady Crone felt from our heart, that you literally poured your emotions into what you do with your music. But then you're going to turn around and go and do this. I thought you were saved, changed. Okay. This is what I literally just said in another reading. It was a K-pop reading, but talking about being in places that are traumatic and you can't heal or move forward or become a better person if you're in the same environment that did not allow you to grow and be your authentic self. So if you're in a negative space, basically it's like putting the plant in the dark and then confused why it dies. Or it wasn't in an environment that was or like maybe you like took it out and then you're just like, oh my God, it needs some water, and put some water in it, and then it comes back to life and you're just like, oh, it's healthy, and then put it back in, and then it's a whole cycle all over again. You're just like, how did it just die? I just brought this back to life. Yeah, you put it in an environment that is not going to keep the thriving conditions. That's why they say when people come out of rehab, do not go back to the same like community that you get some new friends. How about that? So yeah, I'm not sure if Chrisean has some like yes people around her, but whatever. This is more about Chrisean and Tashiki. So let's find out what is going on with Chrisean and how she feels about. I really feel like I should make this reading about Tashiki, because it was Chrisean who really made the allegation about her sister. So for I guess for that, it's going to be about Chrisean, because how does Chrisean feel about Tashiki and what allegations Tashiki has made about her? I mean, they're not really allegations. It's true. You can't fake that, Chrisean. I don't know. And I find it interesting because some people said that she was propping up the baby because the baby can't even stand. And when I like look at the pictures, I was like, oh my God, I thought there was a little something off in the picture, but I just couldn't pick it. The photo kind of looked like it was tilted, so I thought maybe the baby was like tilted and she was like trying to hold him up so he didn't like tumble on like a slightly inclined hill. But even then, for that, it's not like the baby's like literally top heavy to fall over like that. So you're kind of right. But with that, I just found that very interesting that people are doing all of this. I'm not sure about the whole eating and then like food not staying in their mouth or whatever, but it's a very cute baby. For what the baby is, it's a cute baby. It's kind of weird to like, because you don't want to like say something's cute and like give it good props, and then you like find out it's not, it's not all sunshines and biscuits in the background, and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make it look good, but I just hope that the baby really is good, but actually the baby is 1 year old. I'm not too familiar. I've never done with children or had a child, so I'm not sure, but I have heard about the terrible twos. So I probably will definitely let you guys know when the baby gets 2 years old if she looks like she's going through her terrible twos. And if she does look like she's going through her terrible twos, there's the terrible threes too. And if that doesn't happen, then I think I would be slightly convinced that there's something wrong with the baby. I hate to laugh about it, but just the fact that everybody's saying something and I say I need 3 years before I can say I could see it with my own eyes, because at this point she's not saying nothing, y'all making allegations. I'm see it to believe it is how I'm feeling at this point. And I don't want to make it like any medical diagnosis. Like they're saying fetal alcohol syndrome. I don't know. I can't attest. I'm not quite sure. But that's what they say. I can't say I say that. That's what they say. And I don't want to put negativity onto a child or give them diagnosis that aren't the right or correct diagnosis, because you are speaking life and energy into the world. And if you do speak something enough, it could happen, because it finds its way. You make a path, especially if there's some negativity or some holes, which that baby definitely has because of the environment he's growing up in. All this that we are saying could ultimately attach itself to the child. So therefore, because of that, I do not want to try to place anything on the child, but I will always say it looks questionable. And for that, I will always look at it with a side eye. But, some people just look questionable and they're okay. So to each their own on who thinks people look normal, right? It's all subjective. Objective, subjective. It's all subjective. So with that, what do I see what's going on with Chrisean and her sister Tashiki? Well, this represents Chrisean, and what we have in the head actually is the community. Now, this is kind of interesting because hardly ever the community card actually comes up. So what I see with this community card is that Chrisean could be thinking not about her sister, but about the community. Now, I know that sounds weird. What the sense of we are the community, the audience is the community, the fan base is the community. So while she does this or exposes or whatever she's going through with her sister, it's less of what she thinks about how her family, she says she loves her family and she's like down for her family, rides for her family. So did Chrisean's mom just have like a lot of babies and then they all ended up in the orphanage together? Excuse me. Or is Chrisean saying that she gained brothers and sisters while being in the orphanage and they grew up like family? Like I'm trying to make that make sense. I'm so sorry for being ignorant like that. I just don't know. I'm kind of confused because she said that she has all these siblings, but yet Tashiki and Chastity talk about their mom and they all share the same mom. So I'm just like, okay, well maybe or maybe it's just some siblings. Or maybe it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to try to put Chrisean's story together because it's not my story to put together or even story to really care about putting together. But what I can get from it, though, is whatever it is, Chrisean, in terms of her sister, she's not thinking about her sister as a family, but thinking of her sister in the terms of the fact of like a community, like as a whole, like looking at her from like the outside in, like maybe saying she's seen Tashiki's true colors. I mean, who knows? They're siblings, right? They've probably seen each other's true colors a long time ago. But maybe, like they say, when you get fame, money, and fortune, you really start to see people's true colors because money makes you do things you didn't think you would do once you get it. So because of that, maybe that's why Chrisean's on her high horse saying you wouldn't be here without me, and Tashiki over here like, yeah, you got me onto baddies, but I had to hold down on my own and gain a fan base that will support me and give me longevity. So no, you did not give me or make me. I made myself, but you helped me get into the door. You opened the door for me. And if Chrisean is wanting like some like bow down worshiping, like you owe me for like for the simple fact I opened up the door, have we heard of common courtesy of just being nice and paying back? Pay it forward, play it forward. Come on now. Anyway, Chrisean just goofy like that. She really is. I don't know what's I don't know about Chrisean Rock sometimes, but what I do know is that Chrisean sees her sister as somebody foxy, shisty, somebody that can't be trusted, somebody that's sly, somebody that swiftly comes into your life. Swipe or no swiping. You're not going to take me down like that with you. Basically, is how Chrisean is feeling about her sister Tashiki, especially when she brought out the allegations about her child. She's just like, oh, you went there? Okay, I can bark back too then, if that's what we're doing. Chrisean, what about the higher road? What about praying for your sister? You know, pray on it. I hope she gets delivered. Come on. Where is that Christian? Write it out in a song. Okay, don't write it out in a song. No, don't write out about what you had to do to your sister in a song. But write out about maybe how you feel about your sister and how she made you feel and the struggle you guys have to get together. Like maybe you guys were like so close and she did something to you that wasn't that, or like did something that just rubbed you the wrong way and you just wish you could get back on good terms with your sister. Something, anything like that. But no, Chrisean doesn't come from that way. She comes actually completely opposite from the Christian standpoint. She's actually kind of approaching it a devilish, actually. She definitely did not work in the Lord's name in that sense when she exposed her sister like that. That was definitely a below the belt. You know, she uppercut her like that. You know, she was like, "Ha, I got you." That shows you how much Chrisean felt when her sister brought that up. And all her sister wanted her to do was tell me what you said about me in the past, because how can I move forward if we can't even talk about what was in the past? So that means now every time we move forward, something bad happens. We're just going to act like it never happened and move forward. That's not how life works. That's not how things go. You're always going to have to address things in the past. You cannot get away with anything. So for Chrisean Rock to, I'm not even sure if that's what Chrisean Rock said in the past anyway. It's so questionable the way she approached it. If she would have actually approached it the way she was trying to behave, calm, cool, collected, unfazed, indifferent, if she would have actually acted or talked the way she was acting, then maybe there would have been some resolve that she was wanting to happen so that they could move forward. But she did not allow that resolve to happen. She just wanted to move forward. And because of that, that's not going to work with a relationship. You have to be able to talk and communicate and move forward on things. And if you can't, and that person is just not for you, you need to move forward. So I get it. Blood, thick as water, thicker than water, thick as thieves. You got to be there for blood, support blood, gang all day. I get that. But sometimes when it's just not working out, you got to learn to cut the ties, you know, love them, but love them from a distance. Chrisean, you could have done that. You could have loved your sister from a distance without having to expose her. But I'm going in so long about how I feel about Chrisean Rock and about this situation. But that's a little bit about how Chrisean is feeling of her sister with this fox card here. And that's why she is taking it more to the public instead of dealing with it behind closed doors and not in the community, because her sister would maybe, and according to the way that Chrisean sees it, her sister was acting shady behind closed doors. So because of that, I'm gonna bring it forward and we're going to have this public discussion, because then you cannot try to like say whatever. And the thing is that Chrisean's Rock's sister heard her, and then Chrisean didn't want to repeat it. So you said it once when your sister wasn't even listening, where she had to go, what? Say that again, huh? And you're just like, you heard me, you know, stop playing. And your sister's like, what? You're so weird. You're doing this foo-foo random dumbs. I don't, what? And so I get totally get why her sister wanted to leave, and because literally Chrisean wanted no resolve, wanted no peace, was not trying to come at this from a Christian. She was operating in her lower nature in that sense. I get it. We're all humans. We get lower nature. She's on a lower nature show, Baddies. I mean, she's not on it because she didn't get the chance to audition, but they still found a way to squeeze her in anyway. And even on a lower nature station like Zeus, you're going to bring God's plan about how you are now some transformed Christian and you are on this right path. And oh, forget Blueface. Oh, I got this baby. Let me get my life on track now. No, that's not how it works. But whatever. We see, however, in the past that Chrisean Rock had an occupation. Now, whether this occupation was work, literally, or an occupation as in substances to keep her mentally distracted, because this occupation is in the headspace, so that could mean she was trying to preoccupy herself mentally. However, whatever this occupation, she was trying to preoccupy herself mentally with anything. Because I'm reading about her sister and about how she feels about her sister, what Chrisean could have been doing was finding things to beat around the bush than besides actually talking about what was really bothering her, what was going on with her. Or maybe she could have used bringing Chrisean Jr. on the show as a way, because her sister said, man, if this baby wasn't here, I would do what we're meant to do here. Something along those lines. Like she was like, man, I still want to fight you right now with what you're saying, but I can't because you got this baby in right here. And I know that was a cop out because you know what you're doing, Chrisean. Like that's how her sister was feeling. She was like, man, you plant this. Like what? Anyway. What is literally what I keep getting, because that's like how confusing this is. I am confusion. Like what is going on here? Me and Tashiki is feeling that way. And because I'm just coming into Baddies, like I have no history about why, who, what happened in the past. Honestly, like I just told you, I thought her siblings came from like the orphanage. I didn't know she like legitimately had like blood siblings. So because of that, so because of that, she's trying to preoccupy herself, maybe get things keeping her distracted from thinking about her sister, what her sister's done to her, because whatever it is, she's definitely held a lot, kept a lot. It's kind of questionable because, like I said, I'm not quite sure if this is true and if it is, because they're both Chrisean's acting weird, and because Chrisean's acting weird, Tashiki's acting weird because she can only respond to how Chrisean's acting, and because of that, this entire situation is weird, and I don't know who's telling the truth and who's being who. Chastity's crying. Chastity doesn't know or does know. I'm not quite sure. So because of that, I can't really put on validity on whose side we should be really rooting for at this, or if we should be rooting for a side, because Chrisean Rock herself too is trouble. I'm not sure about Tashiki. I'm just coming into Tashiki and I have no idea who Tashiki is. So because of that, I can't say much about Tashiki, but I can say this, that what Chrisean did to Tashiki, God, how much am I going to get for every time I say the word Tashiki? I should just say Daishiki. Anyway, so because of that, I don't know Taishiki like that, but I will defend her on the fact that Chrisean Rock definitely did not handle the situation maturely, and because of that, I definitely understand how her sister feels. Now, if legal action was taken is another thing, because this could have been filmed a few months ago, and I get it. Sometimes you don't want to take family to to jail like that. So I get it. Maybe she just doesn't want to have all the legal allegations. Like maybe Tashiki really is down for family, unlike Chrisean, even though Chrisean preaches that she is. But because of that, we see that in the future, in terms of Tashiki and Chrisean Rock, we see how Chrisean feels is that there's going to be some light at the end of this tunnel. Whether they come to a resolve, whether they move forward and mend their fences, we're not quite sure. According to the cards, it looks like Chrisean is going to move on from the situation. Maybe she will do, like I said, just drop the situation. When you have family members like that, and you struggle to talk to them like that, or you're just going to do them like that, it's just not best to have that family member around you. It's especially if you're trying to be on this good path and you're just going to have people that are going to make you get out of your path. Just drop them. Just move on from it. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you, Chrisean, but we have this mature man. Now, I'm not sure who this mature man is. I'm not sure if this is like Tashiki's boyfriend. I'm not sure if this could be Chrisean's new man, or if this could be like Blueface, or maybe this could represent their father. I'm not sure if they've had an absentee father. Like I said, I'm not quite sure. I just know Chrisean lived and grew up in an orphanage. How long she grew up in an orphanage, I'm not quite sure. But we definitely honestly see the sad story of Chrisean. Like when I look at how she was in vibe and seeing where she's came through now, 180. I don't even recognize it's a vibe all the time girl anymore. When you hear her music, just when I think about her music, I just feel sad for her. But in terms of Tashiki and how Tashiki could be feeling about Chrisean, or how Chrisean is feeling all together with Tashiki. Well, this is going to be how Tashiki feels about Chrisean, since I read about how Chrisean feels about Tashiki. How Tashiki feels is unexpected income. You know, maybe becoming, I'm not sure. No, Tashiki has been on baddies before. So maybe this drama will give a little bit of juice to the show production that they needed. Maybe could get money from it, but I don't see it like that in terms of family and stuff like that. I feel like Tashiki feels as though Chrisean Rock, yes, has brought her unexpected income by opening up the store. Chrisean Rock is technically that hand that is feeding that opportunity or this money, this material to her sister Tashiki's hand. So because of that, that is how Tashiki feels, that her sister did give her a helping hand that allowed her to gain the finances that she has today. And she understands her sister. Oh my God, I forget that. In front of this unexpected income, if you could really see in the back, like if you could truly see in the back, you see a house, right? Well, if you look really close in this right here, you see the house. You like see this bit. You see this bit on the unexpected income card. You see that little bit in the unexpected income card. And oh, sorry, I'm holding it upside down. And because of that, since these two cards go hand in hand, they don't always have to go hand in hand, but because it's similar backgrounds, I'm saying they go hand in hand, especially because they also came in the same row. So that felt as though that definitely hones in on the fact that this house represents Chrisean Rock. Chrisean was her house, was her foundation, where she came from, where she comes from, who she knows, her roots. That is, Chrisean is the house, is the family. So yeah, Tashiki's down for family. She loves family. She's definitely going to pay respects to where respects have to be paid. But she was like, but Chrisean, if you want me to be a booty kisser, that I will not be. I see you. I hear you. I've been around you. I see how you maneuver. So because of that, I see what you're trying to do. I saw that slight hand that you tried to do. That's why she got up and left. She said, I'm not dealing with this because we're not going to get anywhere. I have this conversation. She's like, if she basically felt like this is a complete waste of my time. Why are we even doing this? I didn't even want to have this conversation. I was ready just to let bygones be bygones and just basically cut you out my life. But if you really want to sit down here and have this conversation, fine, I will. But if you just want to sit down here and play games, then no, I am not here for that. You can play your emotions, mind manipulation games, whatever you do somewhere else, but it's not going to work over here, Chrisean. That's how Tashiki is feeling. I also heard that apparently Chrisean Rock knows that she can't fight her sister like that. So in that sense, her sister might have a little bit of upper power. And because of that, maybe that's why Chrisean Rock is coming through, trying to cut down. She's like, well, since I'm not on Baddies and I got my own show, let me just tell you, you wouldn't be here without me. And I want everybody else to know that, okay? So before they forget who you are and where you came from, I'm putting it down in my foot here. I would not be here without Tashiki. Tashiki would not be here without me. Just so y'all remember that. So when you see her on screen, remember me, Chrisean. She their cousin me. And Tashiki's like, you're not going to get that kind of credit. Hell no. I got here. I managed to stay a spot and stay here. You got kicked off the show, or you left the show before you got kicked off the show. So really, who has seniority and power here in this situation? It's Tashiki, and Chrisean knows that. That's why she was trying to do a little underhanded thing, even if it may be true, even though it may be true. The way she approached it, and even with the production team saying, why are we airing this private family matter on camera? And Chrisean just didn't even want to get it through her head then. She was just like, it's already been brought to the table. I'm just closing it. I'm finishing it. We started it. I'm ending it. That's how Chrisean was feeling. Okay. But Tashiki feels as though there is plenty of opportunity, plenty of fish in the sea. She's accumulated some abundance and wealth for herself. She feels as though maybe even Chrisean could have let money get to her head, because this child could symbolize, because I said, how does Tashiki feel about Chrisean? Symbolize that now that Chrisean has a child, Chrisean has all this channels of energy coming through, and because of that, she is not able to really focus or get her emotions straight and forward. So because of that, Chrisean is, the moon is emotional for a reason. It's the fastest moving planet in astrology. So because of that, when you have mood swings and you could feel happy one day, and then 2-3 days later you're complete trash, that's not you. That's literally just the moon and how emotions work and how the solar system goes. So because of that, you literally yo-yo with emotions all day. You just have to learn how to stabilize them, and Chrisean Rock doesn't know how to stabilize them. And because of that, Tashiki sees that in Chrisean. And now that she has a child, and like we've heard, Chrisean could have gone through some postpartum. Because of that, that could have chemically messed up her brain too. Not seeing things straight, emotionally straight. Who knows? I don't know what Chrisean's doing. I didn't know what she was doing before she had the baby. Didn't know what she was doing during the baby. And now that the baby's here, I definitely don't know what she's doing. She's trying to find herself. I'm always here for people finding themselves, but please actually not expose family trauma. And then you say it and then go, you hurt me. I ain't going to repeat it. I ain't want to say it. It's already been said. Wow. Okay. So you want us to pull up the archives, right? Your sister's literally coming to you and say to my face, I want to see you face to face. Say what you said to everybody else. I am confronting you with my big girl panties. And Chrisean with her little girl panties is like, you know what I said? Look back at it. You know what I said? I ain't got to repeat myself. I ain't got to stutter. You know what I said? And Tashiki's like, no, I don't know what you said. Say it to my face so that way I know what you said. Please tell it to my face. That's probably why Chrisean brought the baby, because she knew she did that to her sister. Her sister would mollywop her. But anyway, wow, I'm still getting into this ratchet TV. But with that, her sister feels as though Chrisean is trying to steal her light or steal her notoriety, her image, basically. Not image in the sense of trying to look like Tashiki, but steal her image in the fact of slandering her, smearing her name in the mud, trying to sway people. Chrisean tried to play that game. She's like, okay, you got power on the show, but I have power in the community. I just have to paint an image, and I got you. I got you with an image, because my fans, the rockers, they'll do the work for me. I don't have to physically fight you. I can't. But my fans can fight you with their words. I know what they can do. And Tashiki is just like, this is not a fair battle. I am not going to allow this to happen. If I have to, I will take legal action, because I'm going to, if you want to fight power with power, I'll put more power on top of that. You think you got the upper hand, you think you got me. No, this is not how this is going to work, Chrisean. She's like, I know you, Chrisean. I don't know what this is that you're doing, what you are, what you're doing, but she's like, this is the Chrisean I do not know. She's like, who this is? I don't know who this is. And whoever this is, I am willing to take to court if I have to, because this is not the person I know. And the person I know, I wouldn't have to take to court. So clearly there is somebody is not who they are, or being authentically themselves in this situation. And who knows, I could be having all this hype for Tashiki, and Chrisean Rock could actually have been truthfully honest this entire time, and Tashiki really did do that at the age of 7. Chrisean was the age of 7, and Tashiki was at the age of 12, when, yeah, that's puberty. You should probably know what you're doing, but that's middle school. They do freaky stuff in middle school. I pray for middle schoolers these days with the internet and what the media is giving them, because Lord Jesus, I pray for the elementary school kids at that. Y'all are way too fast for your times. But because of that just shows you a little bit of proof in there. And I mean, Chrisean Rock said that apparently Black families have all this incest in them and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, all families. I'm not saying all families, but let's not make this a color thing, Chrisean. You're trying to make a statement. You're trying to sit here and say, yeah, I'm standing up for all the Black families that got incest and they don't want to talk about it, and y'all silenced. I got plenty power and platform. I'll expose it. I'll rip the Band-Aid off. Okay, yeah, Chrisean, if that's what you're doing, you didn't go about it the right way. If you want to actually be an activist, you're actually going to have to do it the right way. I'm just saying. Try to take like the MLK peace to all, kumbaya approach. Do that. Be like an Amber Rose. Be like a Candace Owens. I know y'all don't like her like that, but like be like that. If you really want to be the change that you're trying to preach on a low nature show, that they don't want to hear that. This is not the show to be airing this. There's no therapist. All y'all gonna do is fight it out. There's no point in having this discussion. Tashiki is 100% correct. What are we going to do? I can't fight you. So why are you bringing this up? You're beating around the bush. So you don't want to talk about it. So why are we here having this conversation, taking up 2 episodes, airtime? Why are we taking up my airtime where we could be flying in another state with the girls that I actually want to kiki and haha with? Why am I having this conversation with you, and you're then going to go turn around and do some backhanded mess like that? Like her sister's like, no, this is not how this is going to go. This is how we're going to do. I check out. I don't want to be a part of this conversation. And if this continues to happen, we are literally going to have to take legal action on this. Because she's like, she's like, you're not going to bully me into whatever, especially if it's over because of the fact I'm telling the truth. And we the community saw you, Chrisean. So why are you getting mad at your sister? Okay, because she's telling the truth. Okay, get mad at Mash now, or Ash, or Marsh, whatever her name is, or some of your other friends that are out here exposing you too. Get mad at them too. Come back at that same energy. But oh wait, I forgot you're on probation, so you can't fight them like you want to. So that's another reason why you brought your son there too, Because you just know nobody's going to try to fight you with a baby in your hands, because if they do, then you could take them to jail, and then it will be like, well, you poked the bear, but then you're going to sit back and play the victim card, like, oh my God, they attacked me and my baby, oh my God, Chrisean Jr., why would you do that? Okay, yeah, whatever, Chrisean, whatever, we see the games, we see through you, whatever. Here's the card to represent the ending for Chrisean and Tashiki, and if they're going to solve this. No, they're not going to solve this, and it's going to be completely from Chrisean Rock's end, because Chrisean started it, Chrisean ended it, and well, actually, if we're talking about what she said, and she had to basically repeat herself on this show, yeah, she ended it, but in the sense of this episode, Chrisean started it, and Tashiki is going to end it, because Tashiki disengaged from the conversation and left Chastity on the side crying. I mean, she probably did talk to Chastity. I'm so sorry for you, Chastity, to get all wrapped up in this and between the two loved ones that you love. She's like, I love Tashiki and I love Chrisean. I was too young. I don't even know. So it's... Why you guys are literally, Chrisean, why you are literally tearing your family apart over what? Some fame, some money, some attention, over what? Because you had a baby and you was drinking and smoking, you don't want her to talk about that, so you're going to smear it, rub it all in her face about what she did to you, and she doesn't probably even recall it if that even did happen. And if she doesn't recall it and it did happen, you're going to try to be like, well, since you want to talk about something that I did and I don't want to talk about it, let's talk about what you did and you don't want to talk about it. A tit for tat, even eye for an eye. No, not very Christian like Chrisean. I'm just saying, your moves and your actions aren't showing that you are being saved. Is this God's plan? Like, really, is this God's plan? And if this is, I so hope that there is a grand prize at the end of this, because so help them, whoever follows this God that made God's plan, whatever Chrisean's talking about. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video and this reading on Chrisean Rock and Tashiki and how they feel about each other, what's going on. Definitely Chrisean didn't approach this appropriately. She definitely is trying to distract, deflect, use her sister, take the heat off of herself, anything really. She's diverging. She maybe has some secrets, or she's trying to like pull out like an arsenal, like this is like the Housewives reunion, and pulls out like a whole binder of receipts. She's like, okay, so I don't know what Chrisean's doing. I still don't know what Chrisean's doing. It won't make sense to me. I mean, no, it just won't ever make sense, even though I could say I could understand where she's trying to come from this and how, but the way she approached it, I definitely cannot understand why she did this. And for that, I am 100% on her sister's side for the way she played this out. About what happened and who did what and to who, I can't 100% say for either one. I'm for that because I just don't know, and I don't want to know. She put us in this. It wasn't our business. And then she's going to be mad at us on the internet saying that we all in her business and stuff like that. Well, girl, you put it on the internet for us to make it our business. So you should have thought about that before you try to expose your sister on some gotcha mess. What, you think your sister isn't worthy? She isn't taking her role serious? Like what made you feel like you need to expose your sister in this horrendous way, in this terrible way? I so actually hope Chrisean is just defaming, slandering her sister's name for the sake of just slandering it for no good reason. And it would just be so perfect for her to say that her sister did something like this during the time of the Diddy allegations and the whole Me Too movements and stuff like that, where people are starting to talk about not being treated right sexually. So for that will be a great time to have some people rally against you and be like, oh my God, your sister's just like you, Diddy, and stuff like that. That's just saying. Chrisean knew what she was doing when she did that, at the time when she did that. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you guys in the next one. And please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And please leave a comment down below. Please tell me how you felt about Baddies Midwest. Tell me how you feel about Chrisean and Tashiki. Tell me how you feel about Chrisean and her drinking and smoking while pregnant. And tell me, how do you feel about Chrisean and Blueface, and if you think they're going to get back together. Also, I will see you guys in the next video when I recover Baddies, and I will tell you guys about who I've listened to musically wise. So with that being said, sunflowers.